Let's start this, not with the easiest characters to analyse, where's the fun in that, but with one of the hardest. One of the original 6 Avengers who's appeared in this extravaganza the least. Yep, we're talking about Hawkeye. Of the original Avengers, Hawkeye has only really made 3 major appearances, and 1 bit part in the first Thor movie. And no, I'm not counting the tie-in comics, it's a cinematic universe YouTube series for a reason. Hell, in one of his full-length appearances, he's only appeared in 16 minutes of it, whereas the others got roughly 26 minutes apiece. And he spends most of that under my control. God damn it, Loki. Then again, in a cast this big, I guess somebody had to pull the short straw. And that's not to say that in the time he does have, he doesn't display some great characteristics. One character trait that seems to follow him around is that he's a snarky mofo.
The last I saw him, an Ultron was sitting on him. Yeah, I'll be missed. That quick little bastard.
Of the Avengers, he seems one of the ones that cracks the most quips. I said one of them, Tony. Back to your box, I'll get to you soon. Watching all his appearances, you can see which archetype of the group he fills out, thanks mostly to Age of Ultron. He's the most grounded of the group, the ordinary one that reminds the rest exactly why they're fighting, the one that props them up when they all need it. Think about it, he motivates Scarlet Witch when she has a breakdown, he reassures Cap that they'll be fine when faced with the fact that they'll have to sacrifice themselves, and he chastises Tony for his short-sightedness in Civil War. So, Hawkeye is the grounded member of our favourite dysfunctional superfamily, which, when you consider the fact that the rest of his family consists of an angry green thing, a billionaire, a frozen super soldier, a literal god, and a super spy, what else could you make him? He's just the guy with a bow and arrow, a weapon that hasn't been relevant in battle since someone decided to put gunpowder down a long metal tube with a metal ball. So, simple, right? He's the normal guy, the one who keeps everyone in check. Well, not quite. I'd quite like to go deeper into this. Did you know he was meant to appear briefly in The Winter Soldier? Yeah. It was meant to be his, hey, I still exist appearance in Phase 2, so people wouldn't wonder where he was in between Avengers and Avengers 2. But they cut him out. Anyway, he was meant to chase Cap after he escaped S.H.I.E.L.D. and then try to arrest him. Apparently there was a moment where he has Captain pinned down and distracts the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents watching them, giving Cap some kind of a sign that he's always got his back. Which is weird. This continues in Civil War when Hawkeye appears to join Steve's side to protect him and his hetero life partner, Bucky. Why is this? Well, I was considering the whole 5-man band trope, which appears a lot in Western culture. This trope dictates that there are certain roles in a group of people that they fit into. They fulfill each of the roles, to be honest, but there's a very strong argument that Captain America is the heart of the group. He's the one everyone rallies to, he's the one who considers everyone's emotions, he's the first one to extend the hand of friendship to people. Well, when you've got 6 people to fill in a 5-man band trope, there are going to have to be some changes to it. Personally, I don't think they make changes necessarily, they do something else. Hawkeye's a mixture of all 5 of them, filling out 4 perfectly. Specifically, the heart, the smarty, the big guy, and a lancer. He fills some of these roles better than others, but he fills them nonetheless. A lancer is someone who normally helps the leader in the traditional 5-man band. Someone who is just as good a fighter as the leader, but lacks the leadership skills to take that role in the group. We see Hawkeye fill this role the most in both Avengers movies, and then in Civil War, where he acts out what he's told to do by Steve, finding weapons to use and recruiting heroes, etc, etc. It's implied several times that he's Black Widow's lancer, but we never really see that for ourselves. There is one scene in the first Avengers movie, but they're not fighting, they're saying they have each other's backs. He acts as both the big guy and the smarty frequently, not particularly well in the former's case, as he's too powerless to be a proper big guy in a world where beings that can punch through walls with ease exist, and quite often this happens whenever he goes up against powerful people. However, what he lacks as a big guy, he makes up for in the smarty trope, showing his tactical prowess whenever he's in the heat of battle. But these are the tropes he fills in the least. The other role he fills is the heart, the one filling the emotional side of the team. He's been shown to be one of the most heroic of the group, going out of his way to save ordinary people, while the rest of the group beat up CGI robot James Spaders. When other members of the team got kidnapped and or injured, he's been shown to display physical distress at this. And of course, he takes time during the heat of battle to calm down one of his teammates from an anxiety attack. He cares so much about other people that when in the second movie came out, people were jokingly saying he'd adopt Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Now, that's all well and good, but now we've come to the question, how does this all end? When the war for everything comes, how will Hawkeye's character arc come to a close? Well, let's just say it's not looking good in the least. See, the problem with being the emotional crutch of the team, and also being the least powerful of the team, is that he's also the most expendable of the team. Since we now know he has a family and is a surrogate father figure to Scarlet Witch, it means that he has the most to lose, and therefore the most likely one to lose. And since he has a deep friendship with Black Widow and Scarlet Witch, arguably two bigger members of the team, his death might be something of a motivator to them. Hell, it might even be the kick up the arse the team needs, since their other ordinary guy is, yeah, it's not going to end well for Hawkeye. He is a man too good to live. Hell, maybe this scene could be foreshadowing for Avengers 3. It doesn't exactly help that he has appeared in exactly none of the marketing. There's no character poster. He has appeared in none of the mainline posters. He isn't even in any of the trailers. It's actually kind of hilarious. Fans have taken it into their own hands, actually, creating parody posters, and even @BossLogic of Twitter created this fantastic solo character poster. Check it out, he's quite a good artist. Anyway, after all, when you're the guy that's armed with a bendy stick, a string, and more pointy sticks, going up a guy who can control space and power, the odds aren't exactly stuck in your favour. Well, that's the more difficult Avengers out of the way. Now we move on to the guys who are easier to analyse. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.